Welcome to Tatiana King Exclusive Access. I'm your host, Tatiana King, and today we have an incredibly talented artist in the building, the one and only
Slim. What's up?
Love to ride on the beat.
Girl, I want you to know that I love you. I love you.
Hi, Tat. Hi, Tat.
So excited to have you today.
Excited to be here.
How are you? How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm good. I'm blessed. Just I was a bit under the weather a couple of days ago, but now I'm all good.
Well, hopefully you're feeling
How you
good.
doing?
You're looking good.
You look. I don't even know. Is it? You look exquisite. Is that the word? You look
Exquisite.
Oh, you look exquisite and very splendid.
Ooh, thank you.
Yeah,
I love that.
Just love the color,
Speaking of color, so your outfit head to toe, I'm dying to know who made this piece for you?
Actually, this was made by my cousin, who is a doctor in Ghana. He made for me to do Afrofest Ghana.
Speaking of Ghana, so you are Ghanaian Canadian artist.
Yes.
And I want to clarify that because a lot of people think you're Jamaican. Do you know that?
Yeah. I mean, you can't blame them because, first and foremost, thanks for having me on the show. It's always an honor. To be honest, like the whole Jamaican thing, like I get it a lot, right? And that's because when I came from Ghana, in the early 2000s, when I came, the people that I had around me was predominantly Jamaicans. So most of the friends that I had that were close to me were Jamaican. So I had no other choice but to kind of learn their lingo and also learn their way of life. That's why sometimes when I act, they say I act Jamo or I act this way. But at the end of the day, it's all. And then also, Canada is a multicultural and a multinational country. Yeah. So obviously, you will pick certain traits from other nationalities as you rub shoulders with them. So I think that is why people might think that I'm Jamaican. And most recently because I'm signed to a Jamaican label.
Yes.
So that also makes it more people feel like, okay, and when you talk to me in patois, you might not think I'm actually...
Perfect. You went right where I wanted to go because the patois, I've heard you speak patois, people have heard you speak it, and they're more confused than ever.
Yeah. When you mingle with people, you don't only just mingle with them. There are things that you're supposed to learn from them, and there's things that you get taught as you walk around. And let me say one secret. In Ghana, this is in Ghana, and anyone that knows Africa and in Ghana well, when it comes to Rastafarian, being Rasta is very huge. So I remember back in primary school, right, as they call it, grade school, right? I remember we used to go buy patois books, and the books it's like the word is written in English, and then it has the patois pronunciation. And people would actually learn it like as if they were going to write an exam for it.
Okay.
So with that coming here and now seeing it and experiencing it, made it more easier for me to kind of adapt to it.
I didn't know that people would literally sit and read it and look at it.
Especially if you went to, for the people that went to secondary schools, patois or Rastafarian was big when it came to variety night.
Absolutely. I know that you've shot some videos in Jamaica also.
Yes.
Obviously, the management company, the owner of that company is Jamaican. So I definitely want you to talk to me about shooting videos in Jamaica and how you're received there.
Last year, by God's grace, I had a chance to go to Jamaica 3 times. And my first time going to Jamaica, number one, I was scared. I'm going to be honest. As you see me like that, I was scared because, like when you've never been to a place and people say, oh, these people, they are shutters, they are this, it kind of gets you. But then all the negativities that I have heard switched the first day when I touched down in Mobile Airport. I'm telling you, because now I could see people that looked like me, sounded like me, ate the stuff I ate when I was in Africa, actually behaved the way I behaved when I was in Africa. So that was like, you said this is Jamaica, this looks like Ghana.
Right.
This looks like my home. So from there, and when they now got to know that I was African, speaking patois was where the love for me, I'm like, the locals just fell in love. Everywhere I go to Spanish Town, from Job Lane all the way to Brunswick, all them places that, you know, I'm like, they just love me off, you know? And that is because, like, they just couldn't understand, how can an African guy be speaking patois and be mingling with us like we do?
Right.
So it was easily accepted. And then when I got a chance to get on, like, media platforms and stuff, and being able to kind of educate them a bit about this whole Africa and the diaspora and the Caribbean, all those, like, when I started talking about that more, a lot of them gravitated towards the truth that I was giving them, and they kind of loved it. So, I mean, Jamaica was very good.
Yeah.
It's been good. I was actually in one of the biggest markets, Coronation Market. It's in Jamaica. Very, very big market in Kingston. That's where I shot my video Higher. And it was awesome having the people, the vendors, everyone trying to be part of this African and bigging me up and telling me, oh, Africa sell off. This, you know, like, it's big.
So in Jamaica, I know just by following you on social media, you made the newspaper. Yeah, I did. Front page, if I'm correct.
Yeah, front page newspaper.
So you did media and you did shows. Talk to me about that. That's a big deal.
Well, actually, my management, Diet Monkey Entertainment, which is headed by Richard Dawkins, he is more African than like Jamaican, as I would always say, because he sees the importance of bridging the gap, bringing the diaspora and the whole African thing together. So he propagates this African motion down there, and they know him for that.
Right.
So, and he has some links also in the media. So once we touched down, people were just, when they heard I was there and heard me on one interview, people were just, oh, who is this guy? I also want him on my show. So from there, he just worked it out. That's management stuff. I don't even get involved with that. But they worked that stuff, and at the end of the day, we made the Jamaican Star. We made the Gleaner newspaper.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we kind of made, for 3 weeks in Jamaica, we made a lot of waves. And the most important part of it to me was being able to talk about my culture with them and letting them know that they just the same as me. So that was a very eye-opening thing, being able to give them my craft and what was in me, and them accepting it, and also working with me. Yeah, it was really good.
Definitely.
Welcome to Ghana, where you know every day is summer. We the party, we don't want the drama. If you want drama, go see your nana. Gonna get them do the azonto. Go one up your body slow.
So Slim Flex, this name, how did you come up with this name? Because it's definitely unique, and I know it has a story.
Yes, there's a very unique story to the name Slim Flex, and that was because anyone that followed my musical career from the first time, I was actually called Godson Flexi. And the Flexi, I got it because from back home, if your parents was, let's say, abroad, and they used to bring you nice shoes, nice stuff, over there in Ghana, there was a term that said, this guy likes to flex.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Because I would be the first person to come in with the freshest Adidas on campus. And that's a fact. The record is there to you know, so this guy, he flexes us too much. He thinks he's all that, you know. So from there, they started calling him, hey, Flexi, hey, Flexi, Flexi, Flexi. Then when I came here, I ended up in the church because of my dad. So that doing the work of God and playing instrument, because, you know, I had to teach instruments and those things in the church, and then the Godson came into being. So that was how, when I finally did my, let's say, secular album, my first one, or this year, which means royalty, I did that name, I brought that name out, Godson, so that the church people could relate to it, and then also the secular people could also know that it's still so. That was how Godson Flexi came. I looked through all the flex, and I'm the skinniest out of all these flexes.
Yeah.
And the flex, I can't take it out because it's there. So then, you know what? Slim Flex. And that is how Slim Flex came.
You can't take it out because it's there.
It's there. Like, no matter what I do, people still gonna give me that. You like flexing us too much, so.
You know what? You have such a beautiful personality, a presence, very warm. A lot of people don't know this one quality that you have, and it's comedian, comedy, funny. You're extremely funny. I mean, we know each other from the business. We've worked with each other for many, many years. Yeah. But I even find that I'm still learning things about you every time I see you. Yep. But that comedy part.
It's funny you actually said that, because I'm from Ghana and I'm from the coastal side. That is Fanti. I'm a Fanti. And Fantis in Ghana, when you go to Ghana and you talk about Fantis, they have something that they call concert party, or let's say comedy, stand-up comedians. And it's from that side. It's from Fanti. So as a Fanti, we always known as humorous people. Like we possess that kind of humor.
Okay.
And I have always been that funny guy. I once told my boys to bet on me, and this is a secret that it's no longer a secret because it actually happened. It happened in Toronto here.
Yeah.
You know my boys. I told them, listen, I want you guys to bet on me and do a comedy show. I'm gonna be the comedian, and we're gonna fill up the place, and everyone that is gonna come is gonna have fun. They said, what?
Oh wow.
Bit by bit, like play. We did it.
Oh wow.
It happened at 11 Irwin Drive, right by Albion, the Canadian Legion place.
Oh boy.
And initially it started with just 5 people coming in. Then all of a sudden when people heard that I'm not going to be singing, but I'm doing comedy, they wanted to really come and see what
They
really
came
was.
out.
The thing was packed. Now I got on stage, I'm like, this thing is a joke. And funny enough, every word that came out of my mouth, every idea that Father God blessed me with that day on that stage was magnificent.
Oh
like
my gosh.
people were like, so you are this funny? I never know that. I said, no, don't worry. You follow me, you're gonna lock your rib. Because I would say things that Tat could say it, but Tat would hide to say that. But I would say it raw.
Right. So let's talk about family, okay? Because a lot of people don't know that you are a family man.
Yep.
You know?
I'm actually a family man, and with 3 beautiful kids, daughters.
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous daughters. I love them to death. It's like they're the reason why I am a responsible man. Because when I had my first daughter, I was just that humble college student who didn't just having my fun, right? But then when Gabriella came along, it kind of calmed me down a bit. Now for the first time, I started thinking about what someone is going to eat when they wake up. So that kind of brought that sense of responsibility on me. And she also gave me a chance to see my image, right? Because as she was growing, most of the stuff she was doing, I could see it. I'm like, that is me.
Totally.
You know, so it's been a blessing having them. They're very wonderful kids. I must admit, their mom has done an excellent job. She's very good because despite whatever the situations are, she always tries to put these girls first. Gabby is 12, and she could actually go to the kitchen and start. I mean, she's making soups, you know, our Ghana soups. Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, she's making soup, she's making
peanut
stew.
soup, the whole bit.
Yeah. Let me just say this funny joke. One time we were at church.
Oh my gosh.
And the pastor was preaching about people who smoke and drink and stuff.
Right.
And he said, as a young man, you cannot be wasting away your life and smoking and drinking. You have to look to God. From nowhere, my daughter turns and looks at me and said, Daddy, have you here? You're gonna die.
That's cute.
You know,
that's real too.
And, yeah.
Thank you.
So I mean, my kids it's been a wonderful blessing, and then also it has kind of opened more doors for me because especially when people get to know that, oh, he actually have kids.
Yeah.
Oh, he's actually responsible. He loves his kids. He takes them to church and stuff like that. Like they draw towards me. I've had a woman that says she comes to my shows because she wants me to get money so I could take care of the wonderful kids I have.
Oh wow, that's touching. Even seeing the way that you handle your children and the way that you share with us on social media. It's so refreshing to see, you know, an African male artist showing that kind of love to his daughters like that.
And Tat, let me use this opportunity to say this to all fathers out there. Believe me, it's never too late. If you've never been in their life, it's never too late. You can still reach out to them and still be a part of their life.
You said a lot of things very passionately so far in our conversation.
Yeah.
So you're passionate, but you're also very assertive and aggressive at times. Is that fair for me to say?
That's more than fair for you to say, because like I see myself as, you know, sometimes I feel like when you don't agree with someone, you always feel they're against you, right? Even though sometimes they don't agree with you for good reasons,
right?
Because it's not everything that has to be negative. I used to like spaz out on social media every time. Let's say if I met Tatiana at a show and she disrespected me, instead of me maybe going to her, I wouldn't do that, but I'd rather go on social media and then blast it out. In my head, initially, I thought maybe, yeah, I'm putting my feelings out there, but while you putting your feelings out there, you also messing certain things up for your own self.
Right.
Right? So it has been a stage and it's been a process, things that I'm working on as a being. I can't get it all right, you know, and I don't even expect to be a perfect guy. But the things that I could get right, I want to get them right. And so things like spazzing out on social media, if you watch lately, I don't do that.
Yeah, I haven't seen.
No,
I haven't seen moments.
I mean, like after I signed, my management told me, hey, bro, there's more to it than just going on social media. And it doesn't come easy. It comes about you working on your craft, you working on your personal self, because believe me, you might think you're only giving them entertainment. But no, some people, especially the women, they love you for who you are, how raw you are to them, or how. So all those things kind of help. So that was why before I'll be very aggressive. If I came to a show, you put my name on the show, I expect to perform. I don't care if the main artist is coming or not, I have to perform.
Right.
But then as you grow, you get to know that if you don't perform at this show, there is opportunity for the next show.
I definitely have noticed a shift, a transition from who you were before and who you are now. I've noticed it, I've taken note of it, I admire it. You own what you need to own. You stay away when you need to stay away, and you address when you need to address.
Very important.
With that, we have come to the conclusion of part 1 on Simflex interview on Tatiana King exclusive access. Watch out for part 2. Thanks for watching and sharing. This is Tatiana King, and this is Tatiana King exclusive access.